Hey folks, I'm Red and this is my Watcher of Realms channel. This is the free-to-play series and I wanted to do a guide for you on Acheron's Arsenal, which just opened up. The campaign stages 6 and 7 are pretty tough, but they're worth doing because of the rewards that you get. And they're actually very different in terms of strategy. You can use the same team for both, and I'll just show you the differences here in strategy. So yeah, let me just kind of get right into it. I've turned off Power of Dominance, as you can see here. And this is the team that I was using for stage 7. I'm gonna take Volca out because you actually need a couple of good tanks here. And I'll kind of talk you through what this means. So someone who everyone pretty much has is Olag. You might want to bring someone in who does a bit of DPS. I did just get Malvira, so I'm tempted to use her. But I think, you know, Baron and Olag are probably ones that everyone has. So maybe I'll just put Baron in here for the sake of this video. So the key components here are you've got your 2 tanks who block some mobs. You've got a Lord for the Piercer faction, which is very important. You could potentially use Aracha here instead and then have another DPS instead of a tank. So you use Aracha as a ground unit. Or someone like Lunaria could work here. The main thing is that you want to be able to extend your range of your piercers. And then you need some DPS. So either that's going to be piercers or it's going to be like a mage, some good AoE DPS. And you need 2 of them. Okay, so the two mages or the 2 DPS combined with your tanks will kind of be guarding the portal, and then the other damage dealers will be taking out mobs in other places. And then you need 2 healers, ideally with some good range. Okay, and I like to use Elowyn because of the rage regen and because of how her range works. She can cover some of these DPS. So let me just show you what I mean. We'll go ahead and do a run here. Okay, so the first step with this strategy is to start out with our DPS Hex, and I'll turn on the ultimates here, auto ults, and then I will put in Talin. And just so she can kind of start getting her ultimate charging. As soon as Hex gets these 2 dragons down, then I will swap him out for Silas, facing the opposite direction, to get these 2 dragons down. And that's partly because these guys do a lot of damage. I just want to get them out of the way. Here we go. Put down Silas, and then I will put in my Elowyn. And Elowyn is going to start helping us charge our rage regen. And then the next one I will put in is going to be my tank just below Talin. So hopefully we have enough damage here to get these mobs down. And I need a tank in here because I need 4 block, basically, to block enough of these so that Talin can get them down. If you have a stronger DPS, you might be able to get away with less block, but for me that's kind of what I need. So yeah, so that's good. The next that we put in is going to be Iovar, and I'm going to face him down here. He is going to then attack the next mobs who are coming in, but I might actually wait until these guys come out. So these guys are basically dive bombers. They killed themselves, so you just need to kind of survive the hits. And so then I'll put in Iovar and charge his ultimate so that he can start hitting these mobs that come down. And then I'll put in my other ranged unit here, Razaak. As dragons come out of the bottom, I want them to be able to be hit and killed. And then I'll start stacking my DPS up top here. So I want these mobs to be killed by Silas. And Iovar can take a single hit over here, but I obviously don't want him to die, so that's why Silas is key here. Okay, so now I'll put in my other DPS on this side, and then I'll put in my other tank on this side. Okay, here we go. Now, as soon as the second wave of dragons comes out, and I've been able to kill a couple of them, I will take out my DPS on these sides. And here we go. So Razaak is doing some good work here. And then that will make some room for the, I've got to put Hex in on this side. And hopefully he'll be able to help bring down some of these other mobs later. But for now, so here. So now I'll take out Iovar on this side. And I'm going to take out Razaak on this side. And again, I just leave all these ultimates on auto and let them keep going. So here we go. When these guys start to move, or I guess I can put out Hex right now. Basically, he's going to help me to bring down some of these guys. And at this point, I will turn off the auto ults. And I'll put in my healer here and just let him cover this area. He will get targeted, but he can heal himself up. And then put on my auto ults and get some of these guys down. So here we go. So yeah, so Hex is really helping out over on this side. And at this point, I can probably just let things continue on auto. So just let it speed up here a little bit. And I've got enough healing here. I've got enough damage coming in. Should be able to get everyone down as expected. So these guys here, these dragon guys, are really tanky. So you need some good DPS to take them down. But basically, once you've got this set up, if you've got enough damage, you should be fine. So enough damage, enough healing, and you've got your rage regen going, you should be okay. So here we go. Now it's just a matter of kind of waiting things out. If one of my DPS does go down, I have a couple more kind of waiting in the wings, and I can bring them in to supplement. So I'll show you the gear a bit later, but this is kind of the basic strategy that I've been using, and this does help having heroes that or tanks that can revive, or yeah, like Torodor, really great for this. So yeah, so that's it. That's the basic strategy. You've got your 4 or 5 DPS. You've got 2 tanks, 2 healers. It should be pretty doable. So depending on what your particular team looks like or your particular account, you can probably get away with more epics. As long as you've got the healing and the survivability, it's pretty straightforward, I would say. So let me go ahead and I'll show you the gear that I've got on these heroes. Yeah, I'll show you Iovar. He's pretty well built. Again, these stats are not anything to sneeze at, but he's got 18k attack. He's got some decent speed, 330 speed. He doesn't have enough crit damage really to make him really strong, but he's decent. And his ultimate comes up really quickly. I do have his ultimate maxed there on the skills, and he has his exclusive artifact, which also helps. For my Hex, this is a pretty standard build, I would say. He's got 18.9k attack, almost 19k attack, 290 speed. He could be a bit faster, but 300% crit damage is pretty good. And he also is awakened, so I do have him A3, so that definitely helps. My Silas is not awakened, and his gear is in this Infernal Roar set. He's got 16k attack, so he could be pumped up a little bit better. 340 speed, 328% crit damage, quite good. And he's got his Eye of Penitence artifact. Hex also has his Sutra of Caprice. Again, they're not fully maxed, but pretty decent. So the other really big damage dealer here is my Hatssut, and I've got her an Ichor Chalice to help her survive. And she's pretty well built. She's also 17k attack, 300 speed, not fully crit capped and not quite enough crit damage, but decently well built, I would say. And she is not awakened either. So someone else you could use here is like a Boreas or any other AoE damage dealer. My Talin, is also pretty well built. I've built her up for Arena, and so she's in this this Ageless Wrath set, and 18.6k attack with 350 speed and 331% crit damage. She is also an Ichor Chalice, so she heals herself as well, and is pretty good as far as that goes. Also not awakened. So most of these heroes are A0. Razaak is at A2. I got a couple extra copies of him. He is also an Ichor Chalice, helps with the survivability, and Ageless Wrath here with 16.8k attack, 257 speed, and 280 or so % crit damage. We do also have a Torodor. So Torodor and my other guy, Baron, basically have around 100k HP, and that's all I really care about. And I've got them in the Bastion Ring to give them that extra block, so 4 block. So sorry, my mouse is going wonky on me. Where is Baron now? Okay, so yeah, here's Baron, and he's in this set, the Guardian set, and he's again got 100k or so HP, and in the Bastion Ring, and that's the main thing I care about. And then my healers, Elowyn is built for healing in Invigoration with 20k attack, some decent HP, 30k or so, and 530 speed. So I've got speed rings on her and on Ferssi. And Ferssi is in the Wings of Grace with 17k attack and 430 speed. So those are the main things I'm worried about for them. Euphoric Orb for Ferssi, and Elysian Epitaph for my Elowyn. So that's it. That's the basic strategy. You got your 2 tanks, you got your DPS, you've got some range on the ranged units so that you can get rid of those dragons at the bottom, and then you just cycle people back and forth and take care of the DPS where you need to. So there we go. So I hope that's helpful. I will be covering a guide on stage 7. I basically use the same units, and I just configure them in a different way. So stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot for watching. Do like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.